Okay, I got to ask you this question because I read these scriptures, I read the facsimiles, I studied them, and all of these foreign words interpolated into the text of the book of Abraham and being used in facsimile 2, which is itself a hypocephalus, which is in Egyptian. And I had always just sort of thought that these were supposed to be Egyptian words and then come to find out that no, they're supposed to be Hebrew words. And in fact, they are Hebrew words, meaning exactly what it is that they say in the text. But then left scratching my head as to why is it that Joseph Smith is using Hebrew words in a translation of an Egyptian document?
Yeah, that is the question. Why didn't he translate them as they were in the Egyptian, even if they were supposedly layered on top of the Hebrew? Why didn't it come out as Egyptian, right?
Because there are places in the book of Abraham where he purports to present Egyptian words, right?
Correct. So these Hebrew words, these are recognizable Hebrew in their transliteration form. They're a hit. We can tell these are Hebrew words, but the Egyptian, there's not an Egyptologist alive that'll tell you, or dead, that will tell you that he got any of the Egyptian transliterations correct. They do not sound, look, appear in any form or fashion to be Egyptian.
Hail to you, female son, mistress of sons, right? Referring to the Hathor cow here. So like, yeah, that's pretty good. I can't really explain the whole Enish go on Dosh thing. That's kind of weird.
I can't really explain the whole Enish go on Dosh thing. That's kind of weird.
I want to give Joseph Smith every opportunity to be proven a true prophet. If you look at figure 1, the explanation, it does talk about an Egyptian word there at the end, where he says, Yah-o-eh. Do you see that there?
Yeah.
It's obvious that he is representing this as actually being an Egyptian word. Does that mean anything in Egyptian?
It's an attempt at saying Yahweh.
Did the Egyptians say Yahweh?
The Egyptians would have sounded it out, but it would have sounded like Yahweh because they're borrowing the Hebrew. So again, this is simply coming in from Hebrew. It's not
right. I'm sorry. The same thing with figure 2. He also presents something that's supposed to be Egyptian, and that's that stands next to Kolob, called by the Egyptians Oli Blish. Do you see that there?
There is no such Egyptian phrase or word.
All right, so that would be apparently incorrect.
That is completely incorrect.
Okay. So Enish go on Dosh, which is called in figure 5 explanation to be Egyptian. Is that Egyptian?
No.
Okay.
In no way, shape, or form.
What about Clarflas is S or How Ko Kau Beam? Is that Egyptian?
About as Egyptian as Mugu Gai Pan. And he said unto me, this is Shin-neha, which is the sun. Now, there are discussions by John Gee, who has referred to this today in saying that this is a hit, as an example of an Egyptian term which represents the ecliptic of the sun, that is referred to in certain specific time periods, and it's a technical Egyptian term. Now, the problem with that is that there is a collection of Egyptian words that could come out sounding like Shin-neha. It would actually be Shin-neha, which would mean, if you put them together, the circuit of eternity. And that would seem to be a real hit. Shin-neha versus Shin-neha. If we make this sound, could it sound like something cobbled together in Egyptian? The question is, does such an Egyptian term even exist? Where is the proof? And so I asked one of my colleagues to search in the Thesaurus Linguae Egyptii, or otherwise known as the TLA, our reference work that includes all of the published Egyptian hieroglyphic inscriptions. So he did a global search for the number of times that the words Shin, circuit, and Nehe are put next to each other. Then he did a search to see the number of times that they are closer than 10 words apart. The number of hits he got was 0. What I'm saying is there is not a single case of where Shin Nehe occurs as a combination. Not one. There's not even a case where Shin is 10 words next to Nehe.
There's not even a case where Shin is 10 words next to Nehe.
So the combination of Shin Nehe to represent the sun or anything else is a total fabrication. It's an accidental coincidence of sounds, but it's unsupported by any evidence whatsoever.